I'm running late, but we are live. Give me a second. All right, hello everybody. So before we get more people coming in, I'm gonna hang on a little bit. Hello everybody. I've got one person. Welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna hang out a little bit before I start because this is a very important topic. And many shadow entities may not want us to know this. But as I said in my shorts, we're no longer going to be silent. Everything that is meant to come out will come out. And those of you, shadow entities, hello Eduardo. Hello James, welcome everyone. Welcome to Germany. Hello to Germany, hello everyone. And I am from the Middle Europe. Not gonna say exactly because of certain reasons. I cannot disclose my exact location for safety reasons. Not gonna go deeper into it, but I know why I'm doing it. But yeah, Central Europe at this moment. All right. Welcome to Germany. So everybody, I hope you have found my shorts and the notifications. We are going to wait a little bit more. I'm going to prepare my notes and stay tuned because we are gonna have a very hot topic today, okay? 444 right there, okay? We're going to be talking about the Ophiuchus, which is the 13th hidden sign. We're going to be talking a lot about the reasons why has it been hidden. I have a gloves because we have a crazy cold over here, okay? It's very cold. It's becoming fall, the autumn, as I call it, more with British English. And guys, you are so pathetic, those trolls. Those trolls are pathetic. But you know what? We're not gonna be focusing on the trolls, and vibrationally we are going to rise above them. So whoever you are, I don't care what you say, you cannot really do anything to us. Okay. So let's clean this space from all the trolls. Please, divine angels, archangels, spirit guides, divine higher selves of all that are meant to be here, please guide us and divinely protect us with the divine highest vibrational shields of light against all the trolls, against all the entities and negative intentions. May all those are now cut out, blocked out, and silenced. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are only the higher vibrational space here. Love, light, harmony, and peace. And all that want to intervene in a dark matters or in any way, shape, or form, negative or dark intentions, may they be coming off of this platform and may they be immediately cut out. Hallelujah. Namaste. Om. So everybody, I have a huge cup of cocoa. Mm-hmm. So today we're going to be talking about Ophiuchus, as I said, but I'm going to wait for more sane people, not the trolls. So for those of you sane people who are consciously interested in this topic, say hi, say yes, and let's roll. Okay? I have a gloss because, as I said, it's a very big cold here, and I don't like cold, I prefer hot. So let me open my notes and see how can we navigate this. So I wonder how many of you who may know about the 13th sign. Also, I'm gonna be using my example as I am Ophiuchus. Thank you everyone for your likes, for your visit. So as I mentioned in last live, finally I could make it into public. I don't know what happened. There was no restrictions, so it just literally went private on its own for no reason. So I actually did put it on public again. It was a little bit scattered last night. I felt really tired, so I didn't have too many notes. It was just a very, very brief and yeah, it wasn't. It was more general, to be honest. So this one is gonna be more concrete. 10-10 right there. So we're going to be talking about concrete things probably, because astrology is very, very strongly a complex topic. And yeah, yesterday we had some trolls saying that, I'm like, have a bachelor's in, I don't know what science, like astronomy science, and all you are talking about is bullshit. Whatever, son. Listen, it's nothing to do with science. Scientists have their own brains. Most of them are skeptics. Most of them need some tangible things to actually hold on to, because they don't think spiritual way. So I'm not slagging them, but I'm just explaining that, guys, those of you that are scientific minds, which I love science if it's based on truth regarding to metaphysics and quantum physics, not just like a matrix modified program truth based on limited minds. To me, it's not enough. I'm a cosmic being and I see beyond the matrix. So for me, these things are not sustainable and not enough. So there's a science in many levels. There are different types of science, and for me, it's more metaphysics, quantum physics. If we talk science language, and spirituality and metaphysics are going hand in hand. I look like those thieves from Home Alone, isn't it? So we are going to be talking more spiritual way. So please, guys, those of you that would have a tendency to say, it's a lot of crap because I have these bachelors and this diploma and all that BS, whatever. Remember, don't mix pears with cherries. If you study pears and I study cherries, let's blend together with open minds. That's probably the best way. Otherwise, if you come here with arrogance, you're gonna eat arrogance back first, or second, you're gonna be basically ignored. Because obviously, in my mind, you don't know what you're talking about. So that's it for those trolls that want to come and just troll. Like this particular guy that is just timed out now. We don't have a space, time, neither patience for that. And it doesn't bother us because we know that trolls has always been in a polarity. That's what a polarity is about, right? For us to learn to evolve, we need contrast. For the light to emerge, we need darkness. So we are going to work with the darkness, not with our ego, but as alchemists. We're going to turn the darkness into the light. That's what we're doing here in this channel, especially. So, yeah. That's that. Anyways, let's take a deep breath, because at this moment we have shifted to high vibration. I'm going to use our lovely sage to cleanse the space, and we're going to wait for more people to approach. Say hi if you don't mind, and I hope you'll be interested in this topic. So as I said, the topic is Ophiuchus, the 13th sign, and then we may elaborate on it in a more complete ways, maybe more broader ways of astrology. We'll see how I'm gonna feel about it. So we are protected divinely, protected with divine love, light, harmony, peace, and with divine angels, archangels, spirit guides. Thank you for assisting me. Please may I be an instrument of divine messages, of divine wisdom regarding to this topic that we've chosen today. Thank you. Hallelujah. Namaste. Om. Okay. I'm going to say one thing. We are here to share, okay? And I'm not scared of any trolls, deception, or any of those puppets of darkness that try to intervene, whether in my private life or whether here in this platform. I am a being of light, and I came here equipped. I came here with my tools, with my weapons of light, and I can fight back. Not through ego and hate, but through exposure and illumination of the darkness. So whatever intention you come here with, it's going to be illuminated. Not by me verbally, but by the divine power. Because I am divinely protected. And here, this channel is divinely protected. And before I come, I always protect this space. So whoever you are, I try to intervene. Whether in my private life, or my loved one's private life, or this platform, you're gonna eat your karma. You're gonna be exposed, not by me and my words, but you're gonna be exposed by the divine justice. And when you're gonna be exposed, those of you trolls, those of you dark entities, while you have gonna be exposed by the divine justice, I'm going to be sitting here sipping my beautiful giant cocoa and smiling. Alright, that's for the trolls. Hello Lisa, welcome to my channel again. I hope today we're gonna have a better people than last night. And we're gonna be talking about Ophiuchus. Right, so I'm gonna wait for a little bit more to see if we have more people coming in. And before we start this important topic, because this important topic has been not spoken much about, but is a very important for all of us to know, because we know that the history of time has created shadow governments, shadow leaders, patriarchal society based on shadow leaders that has modified a lot of truth that has been here. Yeah, wasn't he? We have few creeps today as well, but they're hidden, thankfully. So we should be fine. And from my side, I'm gonna be checking what's going on. But I hope you cannot see it from your side. Let me open my notes. So we've got Ophiuchus. Shout out to beautiful cafeastrology.com, as well as AI assistance for the research, because we have a lot of beautiful research, as well as we've got channeled Akashic records, informations about this topic, especially because Akashic Records can never be modified. Akashic Records is the highest library, cosmic library, where the highest vibrational beings are the keepers of these Akashic Records, where nobody with a bad or negative intentions, especially from planet Earth, which is 3D vibration, can ever reach that higher vibration, the highest vibration where the Akashic Records are stored. So, therefore, these cannot be modified. They modified 100 times Bible. They modified all sorts of informations, calendars. They modified everything that they could put their dirty hands on. But Akashic Records is not possible to be modified because it's laid and kept not in a physical place but in vibrational dimension where no one that has that vibration can ever reach. That's why it's safe and we can channel it. I'm good, thank you, Lisa. I'm good. And how are you? I hope you're great. I hope everybody is great. Thank you all so much for coming and liking my chats. I'm really grateful. So we're going to be talking about Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is a 13/22/11 there. 13th sign is that lays between Scorpio and Sagittarius. 22/22 right there. And it has been okay, I'm gonna start. We are in 22 minutes. It has been hidden for a while. 333 right there. Very good. Oh, I keep seeing 333 all the time as well. So it's a divine guidance, divine protection. We are divinely protected here. So what do we know from Akashic Records perspective or from Akashic Records data about Ophiuchus, the hidden 13th sign? By the way, for those of you that are born as Ophiuchus, which we're going to say what date is it, I am one of them. We're going to talk about actual details about Ophiuchus. So astronomically, Ophiuchus has been there at all times, okay? It's spelled OPHIUCHUS, Ophiuchus. Yeah, it's a huge cup. I think it's 800 milliliters. And it's a mix of a cocoa and dandelion coffee. So the sun passes through this constellation from November 29th to December 17th. So those of you that have been born between November 29th to December 17th, including me, I'm December 17th, so I'm on the cusp. You are, by the true astrology, born as Ophiuchus. We're going to be talking what Ophiuchus represents and what your purpose and mission is on this planet as you chosen as your soul to come to this earth as Ophiuchus. And why has it been hidden from the humanity? Historically, who were the shadow governments back then that chose to hide it? We're going to talk about more of those. First of all, these were Babylonian astrologers from Babylon. Babylonian astrologers chose to divide the zodiac into 12 equal parts, even though the sky has 13 constellations along the ecliptic. Because their limited minds and egos said so. No particular wisdom hidden there whatsoever. It's just pure ego and pure unlogic mind thinking that, oh, so that my limited perception would actually understand it, I'm gonna change it because it's not gonna change anything. Not realizing that entire planet Earth, all the cycles, moon, sun, planets, stars, Mother Nature, all operate according to astrologic movements. But that's too big for their limited minds. So they chose to divide the zodiac into 12 equal parts, like a little children in the first grade. Even though the sky has 13 constellations around the ecliptic, they did this for mathematical and calendar reasons, making the system neat and symmetrical, as if Mother Nature needs that. I'm going to be commenting this because it's ridiculous, to be honest. 12 months, 12 signs, 12 houses. None of it is existing. Literally, none of this has any sense from a cosmic perspective, because Mother Earth operates based on the cosmic movements, and the cosmos is being already perfect the way it is. So some arrogant human little fleas decide to change something that is beyond their perception. For me, is ridiculous. And that's what I do with everything. Esoterically, Ophiuchus was veiled because it carries an archetype of a healer, the magician, the serpent holder. Knowledge of that was considered dangerous or too powerful for mass use. In many traditions, serpent wisdom represents Kundalini, DNA activation, sexual alchemy, and life and death rebirth cycles. Such wisdom was guarded, suppressed, and or demonized, especially in patriarchal systems that feared this divine feminine serpent power. That is the reason, okay? Just like they killed Jesus for his abilities, because patriarchal society, limited minds, chose to make their silly judgments and probably hidden agendas, not to awaken humanity, not to let humanity be awakened and activated their true DNA. Because what would that result of? Those so-called patriarchal egoistic leaders would be no longer relevant, because humanity wouldn't need to be guided by limited minds of certain egoists that wanted to gain only power, money, and control, which has been happening until now with different certain shadow governments all over the world that has been already exposed one by one. So let's wait for it, because in this era of Aquarius, everything that is based on deception, lies, and darkness will be exposed. And there's already a group of certain beings of light working alongside with light beings incarnated on this earth that are exposing these shadow entities, whether they are in a human form or another form, leeching on people and humanity consciousness. So let's wait for it, because justice will prevail, truth will prevail, and all that has been based on dark consciousness, shadow consciousness, lies and deception and betrayal of humanity, or even concrete people. 3111 has been already taken care of behind the scenes, which you are not going to see in mainstream, because mainstream has been corrupted and also manipulated. So you're gonna have to read between lines, or you're gonna have to find sources that are underground, that are actually hidden from the mainstream, or listen to your divine intuitions. So same happened in the times of Babylonian times, where those so-called astrologers were also shadow egoistic beings, or I wouldn't even say beings, but entities that chose their egos and their limited minds to manipulate and intervene into something that was bigger than their entire limited mind. That's why it has been hidden, because Ophiuchus has been one of this, that one concrete particular sign that came here to awaken humanity through the Kundalini, DNA activation, sexual alchemy, or life, death, rebirth cycles. And me as Ophiuchus, myself, I'm going to be using my own chart as an example. Many of us Ophiuchus people incarnate into so-called twin flame. You can call it anyway, yeah? It could be destined souls, it could be a soul tribe, it could be soulmates, whatever you want to call it. But in a esoteric terms that I use is twin flames, meaning two bodies but one soul split into two bodies. And usually we come here in that mission to connect and unite with our divine masculine or divine feminine. It can take years of progress, and it will be challenged by many shadows and karmics. Why? Because the shadow part of polarity doesn't want that to happen. The collective consciousness of those shadow beings and people that were trying to silence it for history times have created a collective cloud of dark consciousness that has been blocking these to happen, especially for us Ophiuchus people, because we are meant to, with this particular connection, awaken not only each other but humanity itself with our union. That's why it has been challenged by many karmics, many dark entities, many dark energies, and constantly blocked or some way, shape or form intervened. Because we are meant to learn to listen to our intuition, to choose love over fear, to choose this divine union over any kind of obstacles, so that we could continue this mission to activate the DNA not only within one another, each other, but within the collective humanity, to be the carriers of this divine knowledge through love, to activate humanity through love. So, and through the sexual alchemy, when the two Ophiuchus or one Ophiuchus and one other sign connect, eventually physically, it activates incredible Kundalini awakening that creates the collective light activation that reaches far, far away in collective energy. Therefore, it diminishes or participates in destroying the dark shadow cloud of consciousness that has been there lingering, blocking what humanity is meant to progress into, which is the collective awakening of entire humanity and coming back into that humanity, collective humanity, civilization, harmony of life, where the polarity will no longer be relevant because we will rise higher in consciousness, we will rise higher in vibration. And many skeptics say, oh, that's delulu, that's all whatever. I'm not here to persuade you. You know, if you don't feel it from within, you don't feel it from within, and that's your choice of life. Maybe it's not your path. But for those of you that feel deeply resonating with this, no matter what your upbringing was, something within you is whispering, listen to this. This is something that you are meant to listen. Or you were guided to this video. Stay open-minded and open-hearted, because something there within you is here for a reason. So, the same like they considered Jesus dangerous for their hidden agendas. I'm talking about those leaders back then. That's why they murdered him and did all those awful things, because he was awakening humanity. He came and incarnated to awaken humanity, to heal humanity from this long centuries of oppression. And Ophiuchus symbolizes that. Does anybody remember what is said that the date of birth of Jesus? I'm not religious, Catholic or anything like that. I'm very, very open-minded cosmic being. Was he born like 25th of December? Is that what he was actually born in? So if he was born the 25th of December, according to astrology, he was Capricorn. So it wasn't Ophiuchus. But he had his mission to awaken humanity. And he was a healer. He was an alchemist. He was incarnated master, that his mission was to awaken the humanity and guide them towards realization that a god is not a white beard somebody over there on the cloud like man, but the god is no gender. It's a source energy that is within. That's what it was trying to teach. But the Bibles were modified. The Bibles were modified again by the shadow governments and the Catholic shadow leaders that time to silence that. So they ripped off many pages of testaments that modified the actual truth. So we cannot really believe everything that is written. we need to really read between lines, and we need to try to do deeper research to everything that has been there in a mainstream, okay? Because usually what is in mainstream is somehow modified, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't leave it in a mainstream, because mainstream media in any of these centuries has been always controlled by the shadow entities. So that's why us awakened beings that seek the truth, which I am on the cusp between Ophiuchus and Sagittarius, that's why I'm very deep truth seeker, and I can smell lies and deception and half-truths and mind games miles away. If you play with me any games, I smell that and I see through it, even if it makes you feel that I am not aware. I may look from outside, I'm not aware, but I'm very aware of every little detail. That's the Sagittarius truth seeker. You're a May baby. Oh yeah, you said you're Taurus, right? Yeah. You are very grounded zodiac sign, and very practical, and the caretaker. So that's why it was demonized, suppressed, and veiled, covered, because if humanity would experience Kundalini, DNA activation, sexual alchemy, or life death rebirth cycles, they would experience deep awakening, realizing that the divine power is from within and not external, that they were trying to portray. So especially patriarchal systems are based on control, ego, and constant competition. That's what patriarchal system was based on. Okay, no intuition, no feelings, no sensitivity, no esoteric or spiritual practices, but quite the opposite. Control, ego, wars, competition, I'm better than you, cockfights, rooster fights. Like, I'm better than you. That's why we have wars, because we live in patriarchal society. Oh, they care about those roosters sitting there, are about whose ego is bigger. And that's why the divine feminine energy was suppressed and silenced within men and women, because each of us have divine masculine, divine feminine energies. We all have both yin and yang, but patriarchal society chose to silence the yin, which is the feminine side of each of us, and to ridicule feminine traits like intuition, healing abilities, psychic abilities. But all of us have it, even men. Men may have it seldom. Many men, unless they are more connected to their divine feminine side. If they are more in their masculine side, they are more in their masculine energy, meaning logic. I need to have a tangible proof. There is only black or white, nothing in between. Practical over emotions, and etc. etc. Patriarchal society and systems are based on that. So everything else that is of a feminine has been suppressed, silenced, or demonized from history of time. Yeah? if we look deeply into a Bible hidden pages, many of those awakened, they know the true story between Christ, Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. They were twin flames. They were divine masculine and divine feminine. They silenced it and ripped off the pages, but it's still in those very, very oldest versions that were not modified. They are still there. The information is still there. And also so-called VATICAN hides it underground because they didn't want to know. They didn't want humanity to know that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were twin flames and were awakening through their love, their divine love. They were awakening humanity and they were awakening themselves. That's why she was killed and he was killed as well. And that's why their love was blocked and intervened in many ways, were forbidden and all that, because twin flames usually suffer through circumstances that are so-called forbidden, oppressed, silenced, intervened by karmic thing, people as entities, because the love between us twin flames is much more powerful than a general love between two soulmates. So Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene were very important divine masculine, divine feminine, and they had such a deep connection. She was his activator, his healer, his energy protector. He was her protector and her activating healer in the 3D. Yeah, it's on another level. And those of you that experienced this twin flame love, you don't have to name it. You can call it destined love, cosmic love, soul tribe love. Some, especially men, they find it hard to name it that way, because for them it may sound like, oh my god, what if it's like I'm gonna get ridiculed by my friends or somebody that I believe in twin flame love. But why do I feel such a strong connection to this girl? Oh my god, to this woman. That's beyond my understanding. So I run away because I don't understand that intensity. Because twin flame love is deeply intense. It's the level beyond human logic understanding. That's what usually divine masculines ran away. And it takes them ages to actually integrate it within themselves. It could take also lifetimes. Divine feminine is usually the spiritual activator of that, because she knows much earlier than the divine masculine. So usually there is this many years, many lifetimes, runner-chaser dynamic. And usually divine masculine is the runner, divine feminine is the chaser. Then eventually divine feminine stops chasing and holds space with love. So the divine masculine integrates all this true and his feelings, gets rid of all karmic entanglements, gets rid of all obstacles within himself and in his external, and eventually they can unite back to each other, reunite. Yeah, I feel you, Lisa. So let's come back to the Ophiuchus. Symbolism of Ophiuchus. As we say, it's a serpent. So if you look at the sky, Ophiuchus is a figure with a snake. Yeah, they demonize the snakes as well, like, oh, snake is something bad. But snake is a representation of Kundalini awakening. Because Kundalini goes in a spiral, okay? It's a vortex. So it comes from your root chakra through every chakra in the spiral, in the vortex, up to the crown chakra, and thus activates you, all your senses, all your psychic abilities, all your extrasensory abilities, literally awakens your deep divine being of light in this little body. That's the Kundalini meditation, and awakening is powerful, and that's what the serpent represents. Okay, so they wanted to demonize the snake so that people will be scared of whatever looks like snake, it must be bad. That's why people say now, oh, snake this and snake that, oh, she's a snake, meaning she's a bad. But the snake is representation, actual spiritual representation of Kundalini awakening. So they demonized all the words that represent the opposite, the healing, the awakening, on purpose. That's why the symbolism that the mainstream portrays as good, I would be suspicious of. And the symbolism that mainstream and the matrix portrays as bad, I would start looking deeper into it. Yeah? Because everything is upside down. Not for long. Not for long, everyone. Stay aware. Things are going to be shifting in big time. So the serpent bearer, Ophiuchus, is depicted holding a great serpent. This represents humanity's ability to wrestle with primal forces, tame instincts, and harness life force energy also. It also is representation of healing and medicine. Ophiuchus is linked to Asclepius. Wow, I can't read it. Asclepius. Asclepius. Yeah, usually twin flames don't hate each other. They trigger each other in wounds, they trigger each other in certain blockages that need to be healed, but for the highest good of both of them. And they always hold love and light. They've been also usually victims of gossip and rumors from external sources. That's why I always say don't listen to anybody else's gossip. Or if you feel that you are in a connection that is beyond your understanding and you cannot understand it, especially masculines, look within. Don't listen to external forces, because external forces most likely may start gossiping about it or creating lies and deception. Okay? But you must listen to your inner self, your inner truth. So the ancient Greek god, the Asclepius was ancient Greek god of medicine, whose staff with a serpent is still the symbol of healing today. Unfortunately, Big Pharma has taken the symbol, manipulating people into believing that it's a good thing with all those chemicals that they sell there. But unfortunately, it's part of the shadow. I'm not going to talk much about it because it's a big fish. Yeah, it's a big shark, and we here are a little small fish that knows a lot. But still, the big fish holds the power at the moment. So we're going to wait until the big fish are taken down and the justice prevails. But anyways, that's the symbol, right? Next, it represents alchemy and transcendence. The serpent is also Kundalini energy, as we spoke about it, coiled at the spine, waiting to rise. So as I said, it comes from the root chakra up to the crown chakra, and it activates all your energy and extrasensory abilities and all that you are and that you came here to be. It awakens you to truth of your true being, not the illusion that you were raised or programmed to believe. We are deep souls in this human shell. They wanted us to believe. Even the doctors don't believe in souls. Excuse me, how can they be the mage? Anyways, oh, I cannot even talk about it. It cringes me. So many people went through near-death experiences, and the doctors still think like, oh, you probably made it up. It does my head in, literally. It makes me feel like I'm going to faint each time I hear that. I don't go to doctors, that's the reason, because I don't trust them. I don't trust nothing they say. It's such a limited perception. Not saying all of them, there are some awakened ones already, yeah? But they are so programmed to believe in such a limited perceptions that I'm not even going to go there. Alchemy and transcendence. Serpent is also Kundalini energy coiled at the spine, waiting to rise. Ophiuchus channels. That's why many of us Ophiuchuses are channels. This to transform poison into medicine. What did I say? Darkness into light. We are alchemists. We channel the poison and we change it, alchemize it into the medicine, into the light. Also, that's why our bodies, when they get some toxins, we can, and all of us really, we can alchemize it and release it, okay? We don't need those chemical pills. Our body can self-heal. We just need to allow it to do. We need to stop putting BS inside of our bodies and block these bodies with all those chemicals. We need to allow that body to heal itself. Fasting, 5757, fasting for more than 18 hours will turn, your body will turn into self-healing machine. If you don't put the processed food into that body for at least 18 hours, the body will turn into the self-healing machine and starts eating up all the viruses and all the toxins and everything that doesn't belong there. Okay? That's why big yogis don't eat much, because they are aware of that truth. That's why the tribes that are awakened, especially the Native American tribes, yeah? Everyone knows it, but the Western society is blinded. Western society is absolutely programmed into belief and think primitive. And the mainstream created this collective programming for Western society to believe that all those tribes are actually primitive. Which is BS, because all those tribes has been already connected to the cosmos since the birth. It's this Western society that is being absolutely blocked from all those. I have to spell it again because I cannot speak those words, because YouTube is, guess what site is YouTube on? And so when the child is born, how to say it with different words? They put inside of them so many needles, of what? It starts with V. It absolutely blocks every possible way of that child to be growing as a natural being of light with all the senses. it modifies them into something else. So that's why all this exists, because they want to prevent the humanity to be what we truly are, light beings that are in this body temporarily. Okay, the civilization is high level light beings. That's why Lemuria was highly awakened civilization, because those BS things, that the needles and all those chemical pills didn't exist that time. So these beings were evolving naturally with all the extrasensory abilities already present. And that's the truth. That's the facts. So the serpent is also Kundalini energy cord in the spine, waiting to rise. Ophiuchus channels this to transform poison into medicine, wounds into wisdom, death into the rebirth. Okay? And the higher dimensional 13th, they also demonize number 13, yeah? Oh, Friday the 13th, be scared of it. Oh, Halloween, Friday the 13th. Oh, be careful, that's a bad thing. No, the 13th, Friday the 13th is divine feminine time, the day. To do divine feminine practice, to awaken your divine feminine powers. That's why they silenced it again. So it's higher dimensional number 13th. It carries the memory of Atlantean and Lemurian priesthood. Okay, and I tell you an example of me. In some of the spiritual ceremonies that I attended, and one, my intention was to know a few of my past lives so that I understand what my mission is on this planet, because I always felt that my soul has a particular mission. And I was confirmed what my intuition already showed me in different puzzle pieces, that I was a high priestess in Lemuria. Yeah, I was a healer, high priestess, working with energies, with animals, with nature, collaborating with them as a sentient beings on equal level. Yeah, as you are collaborating with your colleague at work, I was collaborating with animal kingdom and nature kingdom, and many of us in Lemuria that remember those Lemurian times are here continuing this mission. That's why I believe, me particularly, I was born as Ophiuchus, because that's my traits, that's my archetypes, that I am meant to continue to awaken, to heal, to unite, to transform and transcend. So where serpent wisdom was consciously used for healing, so it carries the memory of Atlantean and Lemurian priesthoods, where serpent wisdom was consciously used for healing, DNA activation, and planetary work. And I must confirm that in my life, before I even knew all that, all I was always interested in is self-development. I was always seeking the truth. I was always seeking the wisdom. I was naturally inclining into natural remedies, healing natural way, eating organic, living organic life. Everything artificial, superficial, plastic, or the fake luxury was actually making me feel cringe, making me feel like, oh my god, that's crazy, that's fake. I could smell fakeness in it. Like, that's why I don't care about luxury. They are showing recently I saw on Instagram all these $1 billion diamond rings. Oh, what a beautiful diamond ring. It's like $1 billion. I could have 6 houses for this ring. That's crazy. In my head, that's crazy. It's such a waste of money. And that's what the Matrix wants to program people. Ah, look at those shiny things, my precious. You know that the Lord of the Rings, you want to take my precious. That's it. They want to program people into being shallow, to focus on the shallow things of life. Like these shiny things, these shiny luxury cars, this shiny whatever thing, because they want to blind the humanity from actually going back to the organic. So for me, and I say it all the time, I don't care about $1 billion or $1 million expensive rings. If somebody wants to marry me, please bring me €2 ring from a crystal shop, which is made of a gemstone. Yeah? Like, let's say in my case, it could be amethyst or anything green. I love green. So emerald. But pay for it €2. I don't care how much money you have, but pay for it €2, not $2 billion or euros. That's a waste of money. Let's go for a holiday instead of it. Like, oh, let's give it to the animal shelter instead of it. Let's feed my cats and everybody else's cats and dogs. Let's give it to hospitals, whatever. Not hospitals, like real families rather, because there is a chance that the big mafia may steal the money. Anyways, what I'm trying to explain is this matrix has been programming humanity the wrong path, to believe in BS, to chase money and the luxuries and the big Chanel or Gucci bags or whatever that is like Louis Vuitton bags, like for €500. Oh, it's probably more. I remember one of the colleagues that worked with me in the charity shops that was having this mindset of a boutique mindset. You know, he was enjoying Louis Vuitton things. No judgments, but for the money that he bought one bag, yeah, at that time I didn't have that. I didn't even have that amount of money on my account. It was crazy. It was like, it's not about that, but if I had that amount of money he bought one suitcase for, I would buy 10 suitcases in a charity shop. Then I would probably buy all sorts of, or 3 suitcases of clothes for homeless people. I would probably feed 2 shelters of animal shelters of food with that money. What I would do with that money. And I would probably feed many families, many social families with month worth of food for one suitcase. So my mindset doesn't understand this. Why would I want a handbag for so much money when I can have a handbag for €5, which is same beautiful, and take that money and put it in a good cause? Okay, that's my mindset. So, that's the Ophiuchus and Sagittarius mindset in me. We don't waste money. We resource it in the right places. That's what we do with the money. We don't chase luxury. We don't chase empty, shallow things. We look at it from a deeper perspective. What can I do what I have efficiently? Hello, Sue. Welcome. He talks about how to hear yourself. Who he? Who are you talking about, Sue? He. So if somebody would wave this $1 billion, I don't even know how much are they. I don't care. I saw 110. I told you I shop in charity shops, yeah, all my life. If somebody was waving this $1 billion worth diamond ring, I would say, hey, hold on, babe. Yeah, I do want to marry you, but not with this ring. Could you sell it or give it back to the shop? Buy me a €2 gemstone ring from this crystal shop here, and take that money and rather give it to animal shelter for me. Yeah, you will make me really happy. Okay, but I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing such a ring on my finger, because to me, first is a waste of money. Second is not important. If I love you for you, not for the $1 billion heavy diamond ring that was probably even a mined, or how do you say when they in the river mine those diamond ring? Not mine them. They Blood Diamond movie that way. Why would I want that in my finger? So I don't look that way. I don't see things that way. Yeah, that's probably, I can't remember my astrologic chart. That's probably this non-materialistic astrology chart thing in me. But I know I don't judge those that care about luxury. Yeah, I understand that some people enjoy it. I would rather enjoy if it had to be diamond looking thing because it fits with, let's say, the colors. Yeah, I buy a fake one for €5 that looks same. Remember, I tell you a story, right? When I was 20, which is 25 years ago or something, I'm 22 now. So when I was 20, I was dating this guy, right? He was it was karmic experience, right? We're not gonna go deep into it. It's not relevant. It's not important at all. But I tell you a story. Yeah, we went to Cliffs of Moher in Ireland for a trip, and there was this beautiful souvenir shop, right? And I always like when I go somewhere traveling, because I love traveling. I don't have many opportunities, but I love traveling. So if I do travel, I do go to those souvenir shop and I buy a little thing, usually for my mom, and for let's say if I have some best friend that time, yeah, for my best friend, or for my doggy. And I buy some little thing for myself as a nostalgia souvenir. And that time I didn't know how to say no. I was this kind of people pleaser, and that woman was trying to persuade me. Hey, look, she was showing me this collection of obviously fake. Yeah, it wasn't diamonds. It was a fake looking, like it was fake, but it was looking like shiny things. Like as if you would get married, you have this necklace, and you have earrings of the same thing, and you have I think it had a bracelet. It was like a collection. She was, you have to go, you buy it, it's beautiful, la 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 la. And I was very people pleaser, and I didn't know how to say no. I didn't know how to say that I don't need it. And that time I had a good job, so I could afford €50. It was €50 all this, yeah. For me, it was very expensive. I was like, oh my God, how can I say no? Because this is too expensive. Like, I can have a whole shopping bag of food for this. Okay, but I said yes. I didn't know how to say no anymore. And I remember having that person that I was on the date with. In a car, he started shouting at me and started like being really aggressive. That why did I buy it when it's fake? It's not even real. And what he meant is not that I wasted the €50, but he was like offended that I bought fake instead of real. Yeah, because he grew up in the environment when his parents taught him that you need to look at life through material luxury eyes. And I was the opposite. I was trying to explain, listen, I don't care if you come to me with a dandelion flower and say I love you. For me it's more precious and more valuable than if you would bring me 200 euro ring, or I don't know how much he couldn't understand this. So obviously it didn't continue, it was like nothing, and I let him go anyway, not because of it, but it doesn't matter. So basically that person didn't understand my values, the fact that I don't value love, I don't value life according to how much it costs, but according to how much effort you put into it. Like, are you genuine giving me this dandelion flower? Are you actually genuine with your deep heart telling me I truly love you? Or do you want to plaster me with a diamond ring just because you want to get rid of me? I don't want to be... Take that ring back, I don't care about it. So that's what I try to explain. Okay? And this matrix has been created, the mindsets of people. I hope it's already not... yeah, true love is rare to find. And I must say that I must say that true love is rare to find. And in my opinion, when you find that true love, when you feel that you found somebody that you love from the bottom of your heart, that you love him with your soul, even though you don't understand that, even though it's beyond your logical and understanding, yeah, but it feels inside beyond anything that is conceptual, hold on to it, because the true love is truly rare to find. And I know what true love is because I love I am in love truly, and I know how it feels. And I'm telling everyone, if you find that, keep it precious within you. And no matter what the obstacles are, no matter what the shadow entities bring towards you as the obstacle, love always wins. If it's true, love prevails and love always wins. That's what I believe in. And that's why when I love truly, I love fully. And nothing else matters. No obstacles, no gossips. Yeah, of course, people will always gossip. People will always spread rumors and deceptions and try to intervene in all possible ways to break this true love, because true love is so rare that it activates with this OPHIUCHUS. We talk about it. It activates, it awakens, it heals from within. Whatever was always hidden within us, suddenly the true love triggers it to awaken, to heal, to acknowledge that first and to release that blockages. Yeah, and it's for the shadow, collective shadow doesn't like, because they want to keep everybody sleeping. So there will be manifestations of karmics that will be trying to block it. And I am aware of it. But as every beautiful movie portrays, I don't know, all those movies, Robin Hood, I don't know why I have a Robin Hood in my head now, or anything. True love always prevails, always wins. If you are true to yourself and true to the one that you love deeply, your love is stronger than any enemy, anyone that could try to go in between. Because the true love is divinely guided and is blessed by the divine beyond this shadow. Yeah, If it's meant to be, it will be. I also feel true love for someone, deep true love for many years. And same, if it's meant to be, it will be. Our hearts and our souls will always find each other. So, Sue, if you love him, that's what it is. True love always prevails. True love always wins. If it's meant to be, it will be at the right time, the right place. No matter who intervenes, no matter how much they try to. But true love is pure, is divine, and is divinely guided and protected. And if you are true to yourself and true to him and yourself, there's nothing that can break it. They will try. There'll be a lot of trials. But you have to stay connected. That's why I always say communication is the key. Communication is the key so that both of you know where you stand. I saw 1:21:21. I love cocoa. Who does love cocoa, guys? So yeah. So for those of you, I recapitulate, there are Ophiuchus, just like myself, born between 29th of November to 17th of December. I am 17th of December, so I'm on the cusp between Ophiuchus and Sagittarius. You check your Ophiuchus sign. Hello, Brano. Welcome. You're 9th of December. Yeah, so you are Ophiuchus too, Barno. Okay, let's go next. So between 29th of November and 17th of December. Yeah. Next, what Ophiuchus represents in your... Oh, we didn't finish. Okay. Akashic record perspective of Ophiuchus. Because as we say, Akashic records is the highest data stored cosmic library that no shadows can ever reach because it's on the higher dimensional densities. Yeah, we are living in a 3D. Let's say the Akashic records are stored somewhere in a 6, 7 or 8D or somewhere higher. I don't know exactly, but definitely not here. Okay. So Akashic records. Ophiuchus is the gateway sign. It bridges the 12 zodiac archetypes with the higher dimensional 13th. It carries the memory of Atlantean and Lemurian priesthoods, where the serpent wisdom was consciously used for healing, DNA activation, and planetary work. For those of us that are aware and that are awakened, if we realize what this matrix operates on, it seems obvious why would they hide the Ophiuchus, right? But we are living at this moment and we are at the timeline where all this dark vibrational matrix system is collapsing. We see it externally, we see it internally. Yeah. And this is going to collapse eventually. So everything that has been hidden that is of the light is gonna be shown back to the light, be exposed to the light, and the darkness of those dark shadows will be also exposed, but for unfortunately their karmic lesson, they're gonna feel it different. So yeah. So I'm going to give you an example of, let's say, my chart so that you understand what would Ophiuchus mean in more personal way, because I've already have my natal chart personalized, so there is more information about what Ophiuchus means, okay? Yeah, healer, lake, Reiki, Ramurian crystals in the house, Rainbow Bridge and Crystal Dragon makes me think of that. Yeah, exactly, Brano. So you're aware that you do have the Ophiuchus traits. So I was born, as I said, 17 December. So I'm on the cusp, okay? So I hold both energies of Ophiuchus and Sagittarius, okay? Where the sun moves out from Ophiuchus to Sagittarius. So, as I said, Sagittarius is a truth seeker. For those of you that are Ophiuchus may still feel the energies of Sagittarius. It depends if you're closer to Scorpio or closer to Sagittarius. Okay, if you're in the middle as you, Barno, you may feel a very Ophiuchus energy. But also a Sagittarius carries a very strong energies, okay, of that. You've got North Node in Sagittarius, yes, so you must feel this. So that is for you. For those of you that feel or have a strong planets in Ophiuchus or Sagittarius, listen to this, may resonate with you. So if you are in between Sagittarius and Ophiuchus, you carry truth seeker energy as well as Ophiuchus healer mystic energy, okay? And now it also depends what your rising sign is, okay? For instance, my rising sign is in Scorpio, so combined with Ophiuchus, it doubles the theme of transformation through shadow, serpent power, and deep initiation. As you, Barno, I was also from a very early age, as I said, attracted to holistic medicine and remedies, and I'm now working with them. I work with crystals, I work with Reiki, I naturally channel different lights like rainbow light, white lights, and I also went through a lot of transformational periods that were very intense and that forced me to transform the darkness into light, which is the Ophiuchus energy as well, because we are meant to help to clear out this energy, collective energy from the darkness, and help to vibrate higher and bring that into the light. It resonates with you, perfect. So you're in our soul memory, we worked for lifetimes, okay, with this energy. So Ophiuchus usually incarnates in many lifetimes in the same time, not exact time, but like Ophiuchus, because we are meant to continue that energy of healer. And I remember, I tell you one thing, guys. I was once meditating. It's been a few years ago, probably 6-7 years ago. I was meditating, and I went through the Kundalini meditation and awakening. And that time, I remember, I've received this incredible, and I see 129:11. I've been almost like paralyzed like this, and there was this big thick stream of divine unconditional love like pouring right deep into my heart. It wasn't dream, it was in a wake state. Yeah, I was pouring, and I was like that. It was pouring into me for at least 30 seconds, and at the same time from here I've heard either my higher self, my spirit guides, my angels, archangels, or at that time I felt it was a Pleiadians or Arcturians, or maybe Andromedans. some of the Galactic Federation beings, they were whispering in my clairaudience, were whispering to me, you are a healer. That time was the first initiation of that awareness for me. When they said, you are a healer, you are a healer. And I was like, what? I'm a healer? What do you mean? And I'm like, what are you doing with me? What's going on? My skeptic mind was trying to like, oh, my survival effort. And they were like, don't worry, this is the unconditional love light we are pouring into you because you are the healer. And they basically activated me, and since then I could do the Reiki. So many of you may be experiencing similar experiences, divine experiences between heaven and ground, let's say, that are not possible to be experienced or explained with the logical mind, right? You just need to embrace it and trust it, okay? Yeah. So your Capricorn rise. So so we've been doing this kind of a work for lifetimes in different planets, different galaxies, different lifetimes. So this is the continuation of you, and your DNA will remind you that you may be going through the lifetime. Everyone, yeah, I'm talking to everyone who resonates with this, where you will feel this calling to heal. Most likely you may be feeling also called to care for others, heal others. You may be attracting broken souls that need healing. You may be attracting people that may trigger you to awaken that healing within you more. You may attract also the shadow, which means a lot of people who would try to block you or try to diminish that power in you, or skeptics that would try to trigger you. This is all the school of life. This is all to teach us to believe in our powers. And this is for all of you guys that feel resonating with certain things. You don't have to be Ophiuchus, but you may have some placements, okay? But the tropical zodiac, unfortunately, is not going to show it because they hidden that zodiac sign in entire placements. So sidereal might in certain, maybe East Asia, India, they may show it, but it's difficult to look on the web. That's why it's best to channel from Akashic Records or ask the AI tools, let's say, for those that can channel Akashic Records. So the Ophiuchus also is a keeper of a hidden wisdom traditions, mystery schools. So we may be receiving a lot of hidden wisdom that comes out to us in different meditations that we are meant to speak up. That's why I have a channel, and everything that comes to me I always put in this channel. Especially from now on, I'm going to be doing it more. Also, we are the one who bridges the science, medicine, astrology, astronomy with spiritual alchemy. Meaning those skeptics that are only putting one in a box, one thing, one particular things. We may be the ones that will be triggering it. We may be the ones that are here to put it all together and work with it in harmony. Okay? Not denying any one or the other, but work in harmony with science, work with harmony with modern medicine, work with harmony with astrology and astronomy. Okay, and that's why when somebody tells me, oh, you are Delulu because you believe in these things, it does trigger me, because I know that these people think only one box. Okay, but I think with an open mind. I take all that I see or perceive, and I try to make it into mutual collaboration. Yeah. I get triggered with those, and I am arrogant in some way, shape, or form, talking against this, but not because I would deny them, but because I don't like the way they fake it to make it, or they program people in in a way of deception. That's what that's my truth seeker personally. I just don't like lies. I don't like games. I mean, like mind games. I cannot stand, and because I see through it. I see through it. You can pretend whatever you want, or however, whoever you are. I may not show you, hey, I know who you are. I may not show you because I'm waiting for you to come clean. I'm waiting for you to come man up or woman up and be real with me. Then I say, hey, I knew it, but I was waiting for you to approach me as your real, authentic being, because that honors my dignity and integrity, as well as it honors your dignity and your integrity. If you stop playing mind games, half-truths, manipulation, if you stop playing with me with those cards that I've already seen, you holding those cards like, oh, I'm gonna pretend now that I'm this and this and that. She doesn't know, she's not aware. I may not show I am aware. I may have a poker face, but I know very much so because I feel the energies. I feel it before you see it. And that's not an ego. That's the facts. And I may not say it because it's not up to me to say it. If somebody lies to me, or if somebody deceives me, or if somebody is presenting those half-truths, or if somebody is playing mind games, it's not up to me to call that out. It's up to them to come clean in the name of respect, mutual respect, in the name of mutual honor of each other's integrity, dignity, and beingness and truth. Because as I said, truth prevails. I may know more than you think, or that I'm not talking to anybody concrete. I may know what you may try to hide. I may know already what you may try to pretend or lie about, or some way, shape or form blur the truth of. I may already know it because I feel it from within. I see it through. I see through it because I smell lies. For me, lie, any way, shape or form, whether it is white lie or dark lie or any kind of type, I feel it. That's Ophiuchus and Sagittarius, truth seeker, straight piercing through. I'm just waiting for you, even for the respect of you not to be ashamed, feeling ashamed. I may not say it. I may be just holding space for you to come real. Because I'm giving you chance to come real. Out of love, out of friendship, out of respect towards you. And also because I know that the intentions of somebody to lie may not always be vicious. It may be fear, it may be circumstances, it may be any sort of need to prove something to oneself. And I understand all that. That's why I hold space with love and respect. But I'm not participating in these games. I'm not participating in these half-truths. I'm not participating in these mind games. Because what it brings is only confusion and heartbreak. And I've learned the hard way. So, that's the Sagittarius and Ophiuchus. It means we can play poker face. Oh, she probably is not aware of anything I do. She's so ignorant. No, I'm very observative and I notice everything. I'm just not saying it because it's not my place to say it. It's the place of that person who creates those mind games to come clean. I'm just holding space with love. Love. So, also, what Ophiuchus may go through from the beginning of time is also to fully embrace your divine powers and your Ophiuchus archetype. You may be going through a period of wounded healer, because first you need to heal yourself to be able to heal others. That's why you may be presented by the life experiences. You may be presented with a lot of challenges and traumas. You may probably incarnate in families where all those traumas are, and you may be learning from a very early age how to alchemize the darkness into light. So it's not an easy life for Ophiuchus people. It's not easy life needed for Sagittarius people. But it's a profound experience because it does teach us. It's like a crash course how to quickly, in one half of a lifetime, to be able to learn to alchemize these darknesses into the light. That's why you have this passion to self-development constantly. I was a small kid, and instead of going out with hundreds of kids and, I don't know, playing, I did go out play, but instead of that I was inside of my room constantly introspecting, doing things on my own as an introvert, and always trying to create my own stories with dolls and whatever I had as toys, to create stories that my divine being was sending me. So you may have find yourselves as Ophiuchus people to always find yourselves, even from the early age, playing games where you're healing somebody or where you are philosophizing, looking down, looking up in the cosmos, and crying a lot, and perhaps seeking harmonious frequencies like music, instruments, esoteric things, crystals, being very connected to Mother Nature, because Mother Nature holds the healing abilities, and animals, especially animals. These are healers themselves. Does it resonate with any of you guys? In Lemuria times, in Tartaria times, in Atlantis times, there were mystery schools actually. Now you cannot see them. They ridiculed them. All you can see them is in Harry Potter movie. Why? Again, because they wanted to silence that. They didn't want people to learn our natural powers. No, you don't, Barno. I'm grateful that it resonates with you, truly. Can you please shine? What's shine into my energy? I want to know some more about me, of what you think of it. If it is not too much to ask, I am not so sure about many things. What particularly would you like to know about yourself, Barno? Okay, let me read the chat, guys. Amazing, bizarre. You probably understand. Yeah, harmony between divine feminine and divine masculine. It's the major Ophiuchus thing as well. Because most of us, as I said, are usually in divine connection with someone, whether it is on energetic level or physical 3D level. Okay, it may be for many years, it may be for lifetimes, it may be and it's very intense, because that's what the major activation of a healing is happening through. Hello Jacob, welcome. Oh, tune. Let me try, okay? You most likely already know yourself, and what you are meant to know, you know, and what you are not meant to know, it will unfold in you. I'm gonna see if I can channel your higher self. You are the healer of a mystic. Your mystic powers are meant to unfold the mystery hidden in the deep chambers of humanity consciousness. You particularly are carrier of mystic practices, the routines that are connected to mystery of existence, to hold the vibration of those that practiced the mystic powers and healings. You were participating in training of those mystery schools to particularly and concretely focus on divine codes, sacred geometry, using Merkabahs and tools. You were the mystic holding keys to portals that created the awakenings to those that were meant to enter. You were also the door to the new newcomers, to prepare them for their mystical teachings, to activate their powers, their awareness, and prepare them for these mystery schools. You are holding the key codes, and you may be seeing different codes and numbers. At this moment, note every sequences, numbers, codes, and shapes that come to you in dreams and visions. These will be important parts of your own journey. Learn how to use them. Talk to archangels like Metatron or Gabriel. Metatron and Gabriel are your guides. Raphael and Michael. You are on the verge of knowing how to unlock your next level. You must let go of conceptual knowledge or logical need to explain what comes from within. Always remember, you came here as a mystic to alchemize that. What is against? And to bring these sacred powers and rituals back into life, to this civilization. Connect to herbalism. Connect to Mother Earth. And connect to universal sacred geometry. There you will find more for you to work with. You already have a space where all this can be anchored. Let go of needing to understand everything that unfolds with your physical mind. Let it be felt and presented at the right moment, and note every part of it, even without ability to understand it with the physical mind. Don't be afraid to let go and plunge deeply into just being. More you plunge into beingness, more you will be revealed. Stillness is your guide. Thank you. That's what I felt for you. Thank you, Divine. Herself. Varna. Okay, I hope it resonated. Or, maybe if it didn't, may come to you. But I'm not gonna elaborate on it on my own with my physical mind. You may know, and I see 15555 right there. But what I understood is, which I don't understand all the types, yeah, all the types of. We may go more into depths, but what I understood is your particular one is a mystic. So there must be different types of Ophiuchus healers for us, which we are meant to operate. It's just, I believe, what I see, to bring it to this 3D realm. Let's say, I guess, Ophiuchus healer's archetype is in a broader way. Writing down. In a broader way, it's like, let's say, there's different roles for doctors, like surgeon, brain doctor, and the dentist, and this different organ doctor, heart doctor, and all those. So I think that Ophiuchus as we healers have a different sectors where we, particularly each of us, are meant to operate with. Let's say, okay, for instance, me particularly, I'm not guided to know, or at least not at this moment, to know more about sacred geometry. I am aware of it, but for me it's more about real plants, herbs, and Reiki, okay, crystals, and animals. So I had been always working with animals and the Mother Earth. So for me, it's more like this particular organic way. But for you, it could be more cosmic, mystic practices. Yeah, perhaps even if you are attracted to certain white magic, like rituals and sayings. Yeah, I'm not, let's say, me particularly, I'm not guided to do spells and rituals, like okay, doing some potions or stuff. It's not my thing. I more heal with particular each a herb, let's say, okay, and I'm more guided to know more about a particular plants in more details, or what each plant is for, or use Reiki energy and different kind of healing. I've more, me as a healer, I'm more inclined to energy movement healing. So let's say what comes to me usually in meditations is Reiki movement energies, like I'm moving like this kind of a dance, almost Reiki dance, and creating different Reiki movements with hands, and attracting the powers through different portals through these movements. So for me, it's, for instance, different than yours. So we all, I guess, have a different approaches to it, you know. So feel what you feel it's more natural for you, I guess. And I don't think you are any beginner, I think that you know a lot already. So who am I to tell you? I think that you are just here to be confirmed by your higher self that what you're already doing, you're already doing it in the right time, right place, and the right ways. So just trust yourself, you know, that's what I would just say. It resonated, yes. So for you, it may be the sacred geometry codes, you know, codes and sacred geometry usage. For me, it's more herbs. So each of us have a different, I guess, you know. Oh, thank you so much, Barno. I don't have anything set up, honestly, because I've been hacked 2 years ago, and since then I had to delete everything. So I don't have anything set up at the moment. But you're very kind. I don't know what to tell you to that at this moment, other than I'm grateful for your intention. And I don't know how would I set up something at the moment. I don't have anything set up, to be honest. I had to delete everything, unfortunately, because of the hackers. So at the moment, I don't know, dear Barno. You're very, very kind, though. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm planning to actually, guys, I'm planning to do the PayPal because what Barno just said, a few people asked me that. I don't have a PayPal yet. I had to delete them, as I said, so because somebody I didn't even know, guys. About a year and a half ago, I found out 6 months after the hackers, I noticed that the link I had as a PayPal link on my YouTube channel is absolutely different link. That somebody must have come into my YouTube channel and changed that link. So if somebody during that time, until that moment that I realized that, if somebody was sending me donation, it was coming to whoever. I don't know, whoever was receiving it. That scared me so much that I deleted all the payment options. I blocked all the payment options on anywhere online that I am. And I'm saying it loud and clear now, until I announce it here face to face. If you ever see my name, my email, or anyone pretending to be me asking you for money, it's not me. I would never do that. I will announce face to face here as I see you. Hey guys, I'm gonna announce now that I created PayPal. That PayPal is such and such and such and such and such and such and such. And it's in my description box or whatever you put it. If I don't announce it face to face, you see me. Everything else is fake. I've been hacked big time. Okay, they remotely got into my laptop and did so much mess 2 years ago. I had a hell of a time for past 2 years. And it scared me, I don't want to swear, but shitless. Since then, I cut everything, even, like, I don't even have a Google Pay, stuff like that. Nothing. And that's why I do everything free. Because I'm avoiding that. Thank you so much, everybody. And, you know, at this moment, I'm afraid of online payments. Even though people did want to donate, and I always thank you so much from bottom of my heart, like it means a lot to me. But at the moment, I don't know what is safe out there to give you, how to do that. I'm not even great in banking, legal stuff. I don't know what exists that is actually safe. All I know is PayPal. But obviously it's not safe because they managed to create a PayPal in my name. How? You know, so I don't know what to do now. I'm thinking to create PayPal because there sometimes you need to buy stuff online and I don't have a way to buy it online. So I don't even buy online. So I am limited. And it is actually annoying because of some deceptive people choose to make hell out of people's lives. It really gets me because it's so unfair towards everyone. Even if you imagine that so many channel owners and content creators need to now announce, oh, if you don't see my content and my face, you know, somebody else has stole my content and created a new YouTube channel with my content. Where do we live? What is this word about? So much deception. So I don't have anything set up and I don't even know. If any of you would like to communicate with me more details, one email I can give you now. You can talk to me privately if you have any ideas how to set up anything, or if you are like some kind of smart brain that know what to do. You can text me on Georgia, georgia.artist@yahoo.com. You can send me email if you have any ideas. I'm not even eligible to super chats because they want I don't know how many thousands of hours of watch time, and so I don't know, guys. I'm really appreciative of you, and I believe in energy and your wishes for abundance, and I wish the same abundance to you guys with my whole heart. I highly appreciate that wishes of abundance. That makes me emotional because it's unfair, you know. But what can we do? We live in a matrix full of deceivers, and I rather don't receive anything than put myself in jeopardy and my family in jeopardy because of, you know, I fixed my laptops. I hope I am safe at the moment, but you'd never know. You never know, and that's why. Yeah, I don't trust crypto at the moment either, so I don't know. I'm very suspicious over things like that, and I would need to have somebody beside me going with me step by step, telling me, listen, you can trust this, you can trust this, you can trust this, and you can trust this. And I help you to set it up so you don't have to be worried. You know, but that experience today, 2 years ago, truly shaken me. And unfortunately, I rather have no money than putting myself in jeopardy and at risk, you know, because I learned the hard way. And it was just because I was naive. I was trusting somebody who pretended to be cyber agent and basically manipulated me into believing that he is actually here to help me. And I know it was stupid. Now I know it was stupid, yeah. My mom was telling me, hey, don't listen to him. It's a probably fraud. And I was like, but what if not? So I was silly. I was naive. But since then, I've got a lot of stuff happening, and because of my trust. So I've learned the hard way, and many of us probably went through it. I hope so, dear Sue. You know, I don't really try to think about it because what I do is I do it because I'm guided to do it with my soul, not because I would expect anything in return. But obviously, until we still live in a matrix, that I believe, and I set it up, by the way, for those of you that are interested in it, I set it up my Instagram page called Live Forgiven, where it came to me a vision of that once, very, very intense vision, that this was how I lived, and many of us who lived in Lemuria times, we lived that way, living forgiven. There was no concept of money or capitalism. It's the matrix concept. It's a matrix system to enslave humanity. So I'm talking about this kind of thing on Live Forgiven in Instagram page. So if anybody is interested to that, um, this is your test to let go a bit of the matrix. Yeah. I explained it to myself as well, like to let go of the matrix. But in what extent? Oh my god, my phone, my laptops went to sleep. In what extent? Not sure, because you know, at this moment when I do gigs, I'd rather get money on my hand than using any banks or anything like that. I'd rather see tangibly. But I know one day there will be a system based on the beings of light, which I believe the Pleiadians already introduced the quantum financial system that will be unfolding in future. Obviously, at the same time, there will be shadow government trying to create a different financial system and lure people into that. Oh, this is a good thing. But what I know from Pleiadians is that the quantum financial system, which is going to be called QFS, may be the safe one. So I'm waiting for it, and I may trust it because I trust Pleiadians. I'm part of the Pleiadians, and I trust them. And I may go for it. But all the crypto, all the 11212, or the crypto, or the financial system that the banks, which is Rockefeller and Rothschild, which are the big mafia sharks, I don't trust it. And I don't know where PayPal coming from, probably one of those. So honestly, I'm trying to avoid that. I know I'm losing a lot of money. I know I do. But I believe, as you said, Sue, one day the time comes where the universe will give us a form of abundance that may be different, but that may be more relevant for those of our souls that don't think that way, like a capitalistic way. And we will have a different maybe form of abundance that will work with our way of life. And I trust the divine truth and divine power that all of us will, whoever of us were deceived and betrayed, truth will prevail, justice will prevail, and we will be paid back. Maybe not by money, but by some other form of abundance. It could be freedom, it could be happiness, it could be joy, it could be perhaps a place where money doesn't exist. I don't know, but I believe in justice. That's a Sagittarius, by the way, in me. So I'm grateful if you stay with me along the line, this journey in the channel, and I may find the courage to create PayPal in future. I put it out there, and if you still feel called to donate, I'm gonna be grateful, but you don't have to. Okay, it's not any kind of obligation, obviously. I'm grateful for you even mentioning it. Like, so thank you. I know I'm sorry for such a long-winded thing, but I had to say it. Even for those of you that did that to me. Anyways. Yeah, we were all being deceived indeed. All the abundance to you all as well, guys. All the love, light, harmony, peace, and abundance and happiness to you all. You know, Bashar also says, and I like that about him. You know, there were always people asking like, oh, I'm following my highest excitement, but I don't see abundance. And he always asks, like, what do you mean you don't see abundance? I don't have any money. But abundance is not only money. Abundance is many forms. Okay? Abundance can be freedom. Abundance can be gifts. Abundance can be a way of life where you don't need money, like of the great life, let's say. So there's different forms of abundance. So it's a matter of a perception. And I liked that, what he said, because it resonated with me. You know? Some crypto, yes, some are here for QFS. You see, I'm absolute alien to this. I don't know this. I don't even understand these things. Like this financial stuff that they created, the crypto, and people try to explain it to me, but it goes. It's not like my brain is more like a cosmic based brain, and these kind of matrix things. I know it's important in this matrix, but it's very difficult for me to understand these things. Love, peace, all this, yeah, to you all as well. Like, so I wish you all the best as well, everyone. Maybe one day time comes where I will also choose one of those, but I don't know anything about it yet. And I believe that the vibrational energy vibrations and the timelines are based on the vibrational energy, and maybe this future live forgiven concept will be our future for us, where the concept of money will crumble with the matrix, and there will be no need of any papers or coins to trade our services and our passions. This is an enslavement concept. We came here to not trade, but to exchange from the soul. If I'm meant to sing, I'm gonna sing with joy for you who wish to hire me, without expecting anything to return. And then if I need bread, then Mary that loves baking and that loves and her passion is baking, she is the one in this civilization chain that is going to be giving her beautiful smelly bread to everyone. So I will receive what I need, and you will receive from me what you need. And that's how we're going to exchange in love and kindness, not seeking or trading, seeking and thinking in return. Oh, I'm going to do this reading, and then half of the reading you're going to get extended for hundreds of monies. No way. That's an old matrix trade and enslavement mindset. It's based on wrong values. So I believe we may transition from the physical money and financial trading, ego-based, greed-based, and control-based system that Matrix created, into this quantum financial system as a transitional bridge. And eventually, from that transitional quantum financial system bridge, we're going to naturally evolve into that live forgiven exchange. That's what I feel, and I had a vision of it. Naturally, will progress our civilization into. This quantum system will be just the bridge. 3 days of total blackout, power and calm. Had it last for longer, it would have been total chaos in the cities. I was in the countryside with the food and water. You see, so that's these blackouts. I believe a cosmic resets, where humanity is meant to realize that this system is based on chaos. Same like what I was talking about 440 tuning, music tuning system. It's made by Matrix, as every BS that we were talking about, because they wanted to silence the 432 original tuning system, which 432 is a healing frequency based on Mother Nature's natural frequency. That's what all those old times of Mozart, Beethoven's, and Tchaikovsky's were tuning their instruments for 432. That's why until this very day it creates something magical with our souls, because it creates deep healing frequency. But these musics now that are based on 440 hertz, which is a frequency of chaos and distortion, which was created again by patriarchal society in history, I don't know which year and who did it first. You can do research. It was created to distort the human minds, to bring humanity further from our natural self, because we are part of Mother Nature. That's why the natural frequencies of each plant and Mother Earth is 432, 528, 639. These frequencies are frequencies of light. These were silenced by the Matrix and by the shadows, and created 440, which is frequency of chaos and distortion. Okay, now everybody's like listening to this music is like, and I don't know who am I. Because it's a distortion frequency. Me as a musician, unfortunately, I cannot tune my keyboard, which is already made up, for 432. But what I can do is I can tune my guitar for 432 and play live. But I cannot record it in a recording studio if I multi-track it with my piano, because my piano is 440. So those of you that have a real pianos, please tune it for 432, and I see 22211. Tune it for 432. If you are musicians, singers, I saw 5 2s. If you are musicians, singers, or work in the music industry and have the possibility to tune your instrument or use instrument that is tuned on 432, I highly encourage you to do that from now on. Okay? Because that's the frequency of harmony. I've been saying it for like more than a decade now. And on my YouTube also, there were certain feminine entities trying to copycat and put it on their website, pretending that it's their ideas, which were sneaking into my YouTube and taking my information and presented as themselves. I'm not going to talk any names. I just want to say, if you're watching, I'm aware of your sneakiness. And you know what? I don't care, because truth will prevail and will be exposed eventually to those very people that you were trying to lie to and manipulate them into believing. Anyways, I'm absolutely going off the track. We are OPHIUCHUS here, right? But yeah, maybe it was meant to be heard. I'm going to read your chat, guys. I wish all the best for all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being supportive, because all is about energy, and we all are oh my god, I now see my gloves match with my eyes, no? put my sister. What? The truth is, Barno, I don't know anybody. Unfortunately, I'm staying in a country where everybody absolutely is 20 years behind. So I'm in the wrong country at the moment. I used to live in Ireland, which was amazing. Actually, it was quite a good place to do these things and understand these things. But unfortunately, I'm not going to mention the country just for the safety reasons. But this country, unfortunately, is 20 years behind. What's already been going on in America, whatever places, like even in Western Europe, here didn't even come yet properly. Do you think all hell is about to break loose globally? Yeah, I believe that, Sue. I don't know if you were asking me or if you were asking Barno, but I do believe, because I believe, and I had some visions already, that humanity will, so-called heaven. Heaven and hell is within, and what's happening outside is the energy reflection of the inner hell within us. So when the humanity, this civilization, as a cosmic being, I see this humanity as a civilization, learns that instead of seeking God externally and looking first at external situations and events and spreading hate and fear and crying about it, instead of fixing our inner cosmos first, where we need to find and build and maintain the harmony, peace within ourselves and our inner circle and our inner beingness, that will reflect outside. So what's going on outside, this major chaos and the break-in and all that, that's only the reflection of our inner chaos. And how this energy works, imagine it like a cloud. White cloud versus black cloud. More people thinking pessimistically, having a deep war within themselves, whether it is with themselves particularly, or themselves having an inner war against all the neighbors or whoever else, and whatever perception of a negative or hateful or spiteful or pessimistic thoughts they create, it goes into collective dark cloud that is forming in this energy. And then those that are more optimistic and surely authentically trying to alchemize this darkness into peace. Let's say I speak to my neighbor and she's very pessimistic, and I try to constantly show up optimistically, and even though I'm ridiculed as me, Georgia, like, oh, you are so naive because everything's, you know what, this country's that's why I cannot stay here, because I'm very empathic and I feel energy, and this country seems to be very pessimistic, or at least it looks from outside. I'm trying to always bring out the positivity, but it's harder for me because my mom, my neighbors, if you ask them, how are you? Oh, I believe that it's gonna be a beautiful tomorrow. They say it's gonna be worse. It's typical of this country. Oh, it's gonna be worse. The everything's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. Don't wait for good. Now, if I say like, oh, it's gonna be better, I believe that things gonna get better. They say, oh, don't believe that, it's gonna be worse. That's the difference between Ireland and this country. Ireland was always like, oh, it's gonna be grand. It's gonna be grand. Yeah, the weather's gonna be grand. Everything's gonna be grand. It's not naivety. That's how the energy works. That's how you manifest. And if you truly believe that it's going to be grand, then you in your beautiful bubble creating the white cloud that goes into collective white cloud. And what do these big clouds do? The bigger the clouds is, that's what it manifests into external reality all around, in forms of violence, in forms of wars, in forms of bickering, in forms of murders, crimes, and all that. There were actual physical examples as well. For a group of thousands of meditators and yogis chose the one time to meditate and bring light and meditate the light and love and all that. In the next week, on the other side of the globe, the statistic of crime and violence were much rapidly reduced because the dark cloud in the collective energy was reduced because the white cloud was bigger. That's how the energy works, and that's how I perceive the existence. I don't look in concrete things. Yeah, oh, that's this country is fighting with this country, and this politic is fighting with this politic, and this Mary is fighting with Brian over there. I'm looking at it from that cloud perspective, always. So what I do, I sit and I say, okay, I now go into meditative state and I create this white cloud. So I meditate global peace, global love, and global healing, and I send a Reiki healing, and that's how I help. Instead of going to Mary and say, hey, you motherfucking, oh, sorry. Anyways, oh, you will be, and you are the blah, blah, blah. No, you participate into the dark cloud energy. If you're saying, oh, he is the MF and she is the MF, and so that's how I see that this hell is a representation of our inner hell within us. Do you love yourselves? You know, how do you perceive yourselves? If you constantly hate on yourself, if you constantly say, oh, I'm disgusting, I'm this, how can I be ever loved? How can somebody love me? You know, I am so bad and I feel so bad, I feel so ugly and all that. You created this inner dark cloud, this little hell within you that goes and connects with that big cloud over there. And then you create people around you that magnify that what you think about yourself. And somebody comes to you and say, oh, you're ugly, oh, you are disgusting, why would somebody love you? No way, you are just that bad person. So everything is a reflection of our inner cosmos. 23311 I just saw. Do you feel me, Sue? That's how I see it. Okay, that's why I perceive it, and that's how I'm trying to live according to. So I grew up, unfortunately, in an environment of deep pessimism. Everybody expected the worst. Everything was going worse. Everything was bad, and they were trying to silence my optimism. And it took me ages, and it took me actually running away to Ireland for many, many years to heal that trauma. And now I came back to this country, into the same environment, which 20 years later seems to be same. But I know that I'm meant to bring some kind of white cloud energy. So that's what I'm trying to do. I talk to my neighbor. She says, oh, everything's going to be worse. I will say, but maybe not. Look at this. And I try to, in her level of perception, explain in a better ways. And if there are people who are consciously bad and because they want to do bad, I avoid them. And then I meditate at home and create a positive energy where their energy no longer be sustainable. So eventually they will be forced some way, shape or form to become better people. So you don't have to constantly, as a healer or as an energy alchemist, You don't have to constantly throw yourself into that hell physically if you cannot handle it as a soul. You can do it from your safe space at home. It could be even more effective energetically, depending on how much you trust yourself and your abilities, rather than going physically into that war or into that argument and trying to fix it from there. That's what I'm trying to do. That's how I'm alchemizing the darkness into light. But yes, we need to focus not on what's going on, because that's what the mass media is trying to teach us. Because if the media portrays, oh, this is bad and that one is killed and this one is murdered, if you don't know these people personally, okay, you can create a lot more peaceful white cloud energy from letting yourself going a little bit distant from this, impersonal, basically. Yeah. And create, go yourself into balance in your mind, instead of, oh my God, I saw the news and there's so much bad things happening and I cannot stand this. This is bad. I'm gonna cry about it. I'm gonna mourn about it. I'm gonna feel sorry for this guy and this woman and these children and these animals and these wars and this country being under the attack and this country being under attack. And I'm gonna be very bad and I'm gonna put my bad and negative grieving emotions into it. It's nice, it's compassion and heart, I understand, but it's not gonna work and it's not gonna help, because this universe is energy. What you can help better is to how do you say, distance yourself from that emotion. It's not cruel, it's alchemist, okay, work. You see, okay, there is the war, you have an awareness to this, just like myself as well. You have an awareness of that war and this child trafficking and this human trafficking and this animals cruelty. If you throw yourself into that grieving energy, you are, even though you don't want to, you feed in that dark cloud, because that's what they want. They're presenting you, and most of these, by the way, news are made in Hollywood, yeah? They're not even true. So how do you know how to discern what is true and what is not? What is true and what is the sci-fi movie they create in Hollywood so that they could feed that dark cloud energy? And how that dark cloud and all the shadow entities feed on? Your fear, your grief, your negative energy, that's what they want to create in humanity, the collective grief, collective fear, because that feeds the dark cloud, that's what feeds their power. You need to be alchemist. You need to start realizing, all right, this is what they want. So I'm going to be more aware, all right? And I am going to distance myself from those emotions, send the love, light, and harmony and peace into these countries, these people, the children, whatever, unless you can actually physically participate into helping. You can, obviously, that's great. You can if you are called to do, but keep yourself in balance. That way you're not energetically going to feed into their pot. You're going to put yourself in balance, say, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my home and I'm going to meditate on peace, love and harmony for this country, for this particular group, for this thing and for that person, without feeling that anger, hate or grief for the opposer. And you remain collected and you send love, light, harmony, peace. That way you can help better, because you feed in the white cloud, and because this is a spiritual war, They are very aware, the bad ones, the shadow ones, they are very aware that this is the spiritual world. That's why they created mass media, corrupted scenes on the TV for people to remain in that fear, because that feeds the dark cloud. If humanity awakens from within and realizes, okay, the hell needs to clear out first within me, meaning get rid of those hateful and this being fed by those TV news, and say, okay, I'm gonna remain peaceful within me. I'm gonna do all sorts of whatever meditations you need to do. That's the alchemist's energy. And I'm going to consciously send the love energy, the light energy, the peace energy, the harmony energy. I'm going to imagine and visualize those countries and people in the peace, instead of imagining the scene that they create in Hollywood, probably. Not all of the time, but okay. And imagining like how I'm going to murder these enemies. Okay, you as a civilian person that cannot really reach these places and not in the field of the happening, that way you create a bigger and bigger cloud. More people realize that this is the energy war, that this is the spiritual energy war of a positive energy between the dark energy versus light energy, and realize the power we have as a beings of light in these bodies. That's when the hell on the earth will start diminishing until the very elimination. Then the humanity will start realizing their power more and more, because they will see that if I internally balance my inner war, externally it starts showing. I tell you my personal example when I started realizing that in small situations. I woke up in bad mood, and I was all like bad mood, and I didn't know why. I was probably feeling somebody else's energy, and I wasn't aware. I thought it was my energy. So before I knew how to do all these alchemistic, and I'm still learning, yeah, everybody's learning. So I woke up with a bad mood. I was like, oh, everything is probably bad or whatever, this, oh, I'm going to probably go downstairs and this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I went down, and obviously that happened, what I said. Then I went outside and I met a very grumpy neighbors. Then I went outside and I stumbled upon a stick and a fell, let's say. Or, I don't know, my cat annoyed me or whatever, right? But then, next time, I woke up and I said to myself, okay, I did a little meditation, little affirmations. I said, okay, today I'm going to be harmonious. I'm not going to let things get into me. Whatever happens to me is for my higher learning. And whatever I'm going to experience is a reflection of my inner being. So I went downstairs. Suddenly my mom was smiling. Suddenly no drama. Suddenly neighbors were actually optimistically answering. Suddenly I had a lovely walk, and I even had a sunshine. So, and I started noticing these extremes, and I was like, all right, so more I did, more that happened. Imagine how much powerful we can be if each of us 8 billion people would start using our powers as our benefits, instead of feeding the dark clouds what they trying us to do. We're gonna feed the white clouds, yeah? Positivity, optimism, manifesting. It's gonna be better time. No, it's gonna be worse. Oh, these politicians, they're always gonna be bad. How do you know? You only know what's happening in this moment. How do you know how they're gonna be bad? How do you know? You don't. You're just repeating patterns from the past. Limited mind data. That's why you manifest the negative reality further and further on. That's why the 14444, right? So that's according to my perspective. That's how universe works, and that's why everything that is around us is a reflection of our inner hell, inner wars, or inner whatever. Is that getting boring for you, Sue? My link to damselflies and dragonflies came by. Could you be more specific? Like, how did I come across like the what was my experiences? You mean? Wait, I want to read previous comments if there's something I. That is true. Tuning forks? That's great. I've never actually worked with tuning forks. How does it feel for you, Barno? What countries were you lived, Sue? And how did you like them? Yeah, I know, Sue, but don't worry, the greed is gonna also be gone soon. Once humanity needs to awaken to. You agree? Okay, perfect. You ran away too, yeah? Mm-hmm. Alright, guys, I'm happy it's not boring. How do you feel linked? Okay. You wear one of your necklace. Yeah! Dragonflies are my spirit animals, okay? And how did I come to it? It's been many years process, okay? Usually they came to me in visions. They meet me each time I ask for guidance. Each time I connect with Mother Earth, and I each time I need some wisdom or I need to work on myself, they come in physical form. Very, if for instance I was at times very low in depressions and going through some deep depressions or storms, you know, usually I would always be connected to divine, and I would always ask my spirit guides, my higher self, and my Mother Earth to and because I'm very connected to spirit animals and animals kingdom in general from very early age, I would always have many animals around me, certain animals at certain periods, whatever I was going through. And more aware, I became more awakened and aware I became of the patterns. I started realizing that the dragonflies had been the most prominent. Damselflies and dragon. Oh, by the way, before you said damselflies, I thought all of these are called dragonflies because English is not my first language, so I don't know all. But as you said, damselflies, yeah, I keep meeting both. Yeah, dragonflies, which are the big ones, and the damselflies, which are the small ones. They've been on my journey constantly, and butterflies. So dragonflies and butterflies are my most prominent. But in my one of my visions, oh no, one in most my more visions of mine, as well as the physical experiences, there were dragonflies always around me at the very time that I was asking for something or someone. Okay, was dealing with my let's say the true love we were talking about, especially, was always connected to dragonflies and butterflies. So it would always give me an answers that I needed. And not only, but they came so close that it was even so obvious for my suspicious mind that, oh, am I just making it up, or my illusional? If I ever had in past questions like that, they came so close, so obvious, as if they were telling me like, hey, are you crazy? How long am I gonna be like circling around you and doing this until you like cop on and realize that I'm here for you and your spirit animal? And by the way, this one was also magical way. Okay, you know, I'm very connected to my intuition, and wherever I go, I always listen to I always watch signs, synchronicities, and I always am tuned. I'm more seldom on the ground present watching the physical people and stuff. I'm seldom in that way. When I go somewhere, I'm usually in my own world. I don't notice anyone around me in that way, like physical 3D way. And I'm constantly observing what is here for my highest learning, what's happening, signs, synchronicities, and where am I supposed to go now, and where am I guided. And I'm constantly talking to my spirit guides and my higher self, and I'm constantly in that mode. Okay, everywhere I go. That's why people always say, oh, Georgia, I saw you in the town, you felt like spaced out. I was waving at you and you were spaced out. Like, oh, sorry, you should have come and say hello, because I am spaced out usually during when I go in the cities, because I'm literally like walking how would you say that? I'm constantly in cosmic mode, basically. I'm watching the signs, synchronicities, constantly on the journey of evolution, development, mindset. So, okay, watching everything, constantly introspecting about something, yeah, in my head. So I'm seldom aware of like looking at others. No, I'm not. I'm like in my own world, yeah. So that way, the story. That time, by the way, it's my mother's birthday today, and it was my mother's birthday one of the years. I think it's been a few years ago. I don't know if it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something. Shout out to my mom, her birthday today, and thank you so much, all of you. So I was like, okay, please, divine angels, archangels, spirit guide, that's my typical, my higher self, guide me where I'm meant to go and what I'm meant to buy for highest good for my mom, for highest good of her, as well, if I'm meant to be guided to something. And that time, before I found this dragonfly, I felt that I was anticipating something. I was meant to receive something, and I didn't know where. So I was constantly observant. And I went to the city, and I seldom go to the town, because we live in a little village where there's no shops. I don't drive, so I don't have a license. So to go to the town is a little bit tricky. So we usually do a big shopping once a month, and then we stay. And then we go once a time. So it usually had to be planned. And I went because I wanted to buy something precious for my mom and all that. And I wanted to buy her book or something, I remember. And that time I was passing and suddenly my intuition was guiding me another direction. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna. It happened to me a lot of times. Maybe you guys resonate with. And it was guiding me different direction that I would normally walk towards that bookstore. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to my higher self, and I'm gonna go that direction. So I was going that direction, and I found this hidden shop, like it was like this old-fashioned shop with little parts for if you create your own jewelry, you have different parts you can buy, okay? And I was like, wow, wow, that shop is actually gorgeous. And I thought about, oh my god, maybe I can find something there. And I was guided inside of it. My inner self was guiding me there. My higher self was guiding me there. So I went there, and I already knew that my spirit animal is dragonfly. I was already saying it to not only to myself, but if I happen to have a topic about with somebody, which there's not many people you can have a topics like that, but if I happen to have a topic about this, I would always say my spirit animal is dragonfly, because it came in my vision few times in my meditations, my visions, that and they would be appearing I go to forests, I go to walks a lot, and they will always appear and very close. So eventually, I went to that shop, and there were like millions of little things, and there she was, the only one, huge big dragonflies hanging on the wall there, waiting for me. And as soon as I entered the door, my eyes immediately went there, without even knowing what is it. Like spirit was turning me to that direction. So that was the first thing I saw on that shop, and it was calling me, literally. Had to buy it. It was immediate. Since then, I've been wearing it, and it's my spirit animal emblem, no, symbol. Basically, I forgot how to call it. So that was the story of this particular dragonfly, and that's the story how I know that a dragonflies and damselflies are always my spirit animals, and I always pray to them, or not pray, but affirm to them. I don't call it prayer, I call it affirmation. I always talk to them, I always ask them for guidance, and I always do connect it with love, because each time I was having deep questions about my love heart, always the dragonflies appeared and butterflies appeared. So each time it's related especially to my love or to my awakening. Dragonflies appear and they show me a story. The other time I was contemplating about my love situation, whatever, my dream, and suddenly there were 3 dragonflies, and they were showing me a story. 2 of them were dancing together, like mating, okay, and the third one was coming and going all the time, and I was watching a movie. Literally, I was watching the story. So they been really, really closely related to me, and they always speak to me, as many other animals do. But dragonflies and butterflies, I have a magical situations happening with them, and butterflies as well. They come to my room at exactly the moment when I'm thinking of someone, or like all the time. The concrete person or concrete situation, suddenly dragonfly or butterfly appears. So what about you guys? Yeah, and my earrings. I have many earrings. Oh, now I don't have a dragonflies, but I have many dragonflies earrings, and they always appear magically as well. Some charity shop. There's nothing else but dragonfly. Like how odd that is. Yeah. Normally, skeptic would say, "Oh, that's odd." That's how it happens to me. Like spirit animals talk to me through many symbols and signs and synchronicities, and I would say I have more animal spirit guides than soul spirit guides that were incarnated as humans. Yeah, I guess few spirit guides were incarnated. Damanku, what happens? My little one of my 5 cats came to say hello. What do you want? What do you want? You just eat? You just ate? Yeah. That's our cat called Diamond. And he's very timid. Wait a second to let him out. Okay, guys, unfortunately, I will have to go soon. Let's clear the energy. Okay, everyone. What about you, Sue? You also have a... You delete the message, I haven't seen it. You also have an experience with the dragonflies or damselflies. It said they're landing on you. And before I go, would you like to share with us? Oh, really, Brano? Perfect. I will. Yeah, email me. Yeah, that would be lovely. Yes, thank you so much. I'll be happy. Uh, okay. Yeah, you thought the same. Yeah, makes sense, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think I'm crazy now, but it was at past like mm, it was really interesting. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, these earrings, thank you, Lisa. These are real tribal. Yeah, these were made by Incu tribes from Amazon forests, handmade. They came to this country for one of the ceremonies I attended. I cannot say really much, but I did ayahuasca experience, which was the most enlightening experience I've had, and I'm grateful for this. And those tribes came all the way from Incu place, from Amazon forest, to visit us. So it was a special experience, special visit, special meeting, and I had to buy these from them. They carry the energy of the dear generational tribal energies of Incu tribes. So I'm really grateful. And unfortunately, I regret I didn't buy more pairs. Anyways, that's about the earrings, everyone. So, I have learned a lot from watching you. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm really grateful for everyone that came here. Thank you so much for wishing my mom's birthday. I have to go, unfortunately, now. So, she needs me now. Thank you so much. Yes. You also pray to Dancerflies sit on me. Wow. None of the Dancerflies ever sit on me, but they've been really close and they stayed, for instance. They were flying right here and they were staying here for like half a minute and constantly looking at me in my eyes. Constantly like this, yeah. I had these experiences a lot. And then they would be coming up and down the stream. I was sitting on the brook, on the stone in the middle of the stream. That's what I mostly do. And I meditate and I contemplate. And they go up the stream, down the stream, up the stream, down the stream, closer and closer, like this. Yeah, and then back. And like this, touch my hair, back. And then they come here and do this. If I'm trying to contemplate something. So very beautiful experiences with them. Yeah, the cat came at the same time. Tiovino, very interesting. Very funny. There you go. Nothing is coincidence. Everything happens for reasons for us. Animals are real teachers. You welcome everybody. So I've got to go, but thank you so much. Oh, I'm really happy to hear you from you guys. I hope we're going to have more streams like this. I haven't finished Ophiuchus, so we're going to continue next time, maybe tomorrow. So we could maybe do stream at the same time like today, hopefully. So thank you so much. I'm really enjoying this. We are like a soul tribe, for real, for real. Yeah, I like everybody here as well. So thank you so much, everybody. Love and light to all. I'm grateful for everything, for this beautiful 3 hours. We usually get the 3 hours, right? 3+ hours. It starts to be very regular, but I'm really happy with that. Thank you so much. I hope we'll see. We will meet maybe next time. I cannot promise because my life is very, I cannot really rely on time, which I don't even like relying on time. I'm usually very, I have a natural flow, so I don't use time. But on the other hand, I'm gonna try to stream next time, and we need to finish the topic of the Ophiuchus as well. So let's do that. Okay, so yeah, has to be. This hidden sign needs to be explored more. Yeah, you too, guys. Bye. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. 1818. Yeah, read about it. Could be very significant. Take care. Love and light, everyone. Bye bye bye, and speak to you soon. Namaste.